Check. I'd like to call the June 11th, 2024 meeting to order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Moment of silence to remember the service and sacrifices of the armed service members who protect our nation and the first responders who protect our neighborhoods. Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Freelander.
Here.
Councilwoman Noon. Here. Councilman Brooks.
Here.
Councilman Sackett.
Here.
Councilwoman Brooks. Councilman Quinn.
Here.
Councilman Vojtovich.
Here.
Council Vice President Salberg.
Here.
Council President Kritz.
Here. Adequate notice of this meeting was provided to the Daily Record and the Star Ledger, the official newspapers for the Township of Rockaway. Notice was posted on the official bulletin boards of Rockaway Township, the Township website, and notice was filed in the office of the Township Clerk. Before we begin, I just have a couple notes. We're going to be adding a closed session at the end of this meeting. It is unknown if we're expected to take any action as a result, but it'll be at the very end. Approval of minutes, the May 28th Township Council regular meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Please take the roll.
Councilman Freelander.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noon.
Yes.
Councilman Brooks.
Yes.
Councilman Sackett.
Yes.
Councilman Quinn.
Yes.
Councilman Vojtovich.
Yes.
Council Vice President Salberg.
Yes.
Council President Kritz.
Abstain. 7 yeses, 1 abstention, motion passes. Okay, so a couple things. We're going to move on to the open to the public portion. There is one resolution that we're going to do first, and then we're going to open it up to everybody else. So, Resolution R24-114, a resolution of the Township of Rockaway authorizing the preparation of a one-year 2024 Morris County Open Space Trust Fund application for submission to the Morris County Department of Planning and Preservation in an effort to secure funding for the Township's proposed acquisition of real property designated as Block 30201, Lot 15 on the official tax map of the Township of Rockaway, which is more commonly known as 492 Green Pond Road. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Before we take the roll, just for information, so the purpose of this grant application is to obtain money to be used in the purchase of Norway Field. It is Norway Field, right? Norway Field, in order to preserve it for the township as like a soccer athletic field, as we've used it for many years. I'd also like to call out and commend administration who have had discussions with the seller, and the seller has agreed to allow us to try to secure funding before they do sell it to anybody else. So we want to thank them for that. So if there's anybody from the public that wishes to speak on this resolution, please step to the microphone. State your name and address for the record.
Michael Alardi, 19 North Brookside Drive. What is the asking selling price for the property?
I believe that is up for negotiation right now. The price is fluctuating, and I know that I don't think that
The asking price was $500,000.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other public comment? Any council discussion? Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Freelander.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noon.
Yes.
Councilman Brooks.
Yes.
Councilman Sackett.
Yes.
Councilman Quinn.
Yes.
Councilman Vojtovich.
Yes.
Council Vice President Salberg.
Yes.
Council President Kritz.
Yes, that is 8 yeses, motion passes. For the regular open to the public portion, nobody had put their name on the sheet. Is there anybody from the public that wishes to speak on any topic? Okay. Ordinances for introduction, O-24-12, an ordinance supplementing Chapter 1, Section 5.1 of the Rockaway Township General Ordinances establishing a local supplemental violations bureau schedule pursuant to NJ Court Rule R-712-4, applicable to the collection of fines and court costs via the operation of the Rockaway Township Municipal Court. Can I have a motion?
So
Council-
moved.
Council President, before we get started, I just have, can I interject? Or do you
Just
want to
get
make a motion
Let
and
me
a
get a
second?
motion in a second.
All right, I'll second it.
Okay, and you have a question on
I
that?
just have one question before we,
I'll allow it, go ahead.
okay. I just want to make sure this is for fines, but I want to make sure if, I didn't want to overlook towing. Is towing affected by this? If a vehicle has to be towed?
Towing's a part of a separate ordinance.
Okay, I just wanted to double check. Thank you.
Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Freelander,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noon,
Yes.
Councilman Brooks,
Yes.
Councilman Sackett,
Yes.
Councilman Quinn,
Yes.
Councilman Vojtovich,
Yes.
Council Vice President Salberg,
Yes.
Council President Kritz.
Yes, it's 8 yeses, motion passes. Ordinance O-24-13, an ordinance supplementing Chapter 7 entitled Traffic to add Article 3, Section 100. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Please take the roll.
Councilman Freelander,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noon,
Yes.
Councilman Brooks,
Yes.
Councilman Sackett,
Yes.
Councilman Quinn,
Yes.
Councilman Vojtovich,
Yes.
Council Vice President Salberg,
Yes.
Council President Kritz.
Yes, that is 8 yeses, motion passes. Please note for the consent agenda, we removed R-24 111 and R-24 112. I don't know if they were on the document that was published out this morning. They were out? Okay. If they were, those two items were removed. So consent agenda, R-24-104, R-24-105, R-24-106, R-24-107, R-24-108, R-24-109, R-24-110, R-24-113, R-24-115. Is there a 14?
No, 14.
No 14?
You already had it, it was the other one. It was the other one for the grant.
That was the first one we read.
Good call.
Oh, yeah.
10 points for Gryffindor. R-24-115, R-24-116, and R-24-117. Can I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Please take the roll.
Councilman Freelander,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noon,
Yes.
Councilman Brooks,
Yes.
Councilman Sackett,
Yes.
Councilman Quinn,
Yes.
Councilman Vojtovich,
Yes.
Council Vice President Salberg,
Yes.
Council President Kritz.
Yes, it's 8 yeses, motion passes. All right, we're going to move on to, add an advice of counsel. Is there any, can we give any more?
It's very simple, because it was actually taken care of by Resolution 24-74, and another resolution on April.
They were redundant. Yeah.
We don't want to do it twice.
Okay, moving on to reports. Once again, I'll ask to keep it to 5 minutes or less. Let's start with Councilman Freelander.
Thank you, Council President. This will be quick. Just library, just check the website. It's June now for the summer programs if anybody's interested. Environmental Committee, we're meeting this Thursday, so I'll report next month on that. The substance abuse clients, all 4 phases were a big success at Copeland. And now we're talking about, because the high schools are interested in what we do. So it's a possibility that the program will go into the high school eventually, because it's important. And we're setting up, we're working on a fundraiser for the fall, a bingo night. So you'll hear from me on that one. Also, the Historical Society, last night we updated the bylaws. It's been a long time. And we had the new slate of officers voted in. for the coming year. And I just want to, when Paula gives a report, I'd like an update on what's going on, because it's holding back opening up the Ford Face House, because we want to do a lot of things around it. That's it.
Councilwoman Noon?
Short one. I did get to go to the substance abuse celebrity, what do you call it? Celebrity Day? Celebrity Day. It was the first time I went, and I was very impressed. I didn't get to stay long, but I was very impressed with what I saw when I was there. And just congratulations to all the upcoming graduates, 8th grade and high school, and happy summer, everyone.
Councilman Quinn?
Thank you. Well, the spring and summer, spring sports are over, and I'm going to ask administration to give us an update on the bleachers for football season's going to be coming. So hopefully I can get an update on that for Peterson Field, so the kids aren't running through the parking lot. Also, I was at the the Substance Alliance Day. It was a great day. A lot of celebs were there, and the kids really enjoy it, so. And the planning board is this Monday, and Rec had a no meeting because they couldn't get a quorum because everybody's on vacation, so. We'll move on. Thank you.
Councilman Sackett?
Thank you, Council President. Substance Abuse Alliance event was really great. I wish I was able to stay for the basketball game. I saw some highlight videos, so really fun day. Want to wish everyone a happy Pride Month, as well as a happy Father's Day this Sunday, a happy Shavuot, and congratulations to all our graduates. 8th grade is on Tuesday the 18th. Thank you.
Councilman Brooks?
Thank you, Council President. Follow up with the graduations. The high school graduations will be on Thursday of this week. So just to make sure you avoid those areas, because it gets pretty backed up if you are going to be driving through. Other than that, nothing else to report.
Councilman Witovich?
I have nothing to report.
Councilman Selber?
No report.
Just a couple things. I want to thank Council Vice President for stepping in for me last month, or last meeting. Heard he did an okay job. We're at 13.
Yeah, you're right there. Session.
And the other thing I wanted to mention, and I'm actually a little embarrassed to say, I went into the library to get a library card. I did not have a library card. The last time I was in there was, ages ago when my kids were small and we were downstairs in the room. They were extremely welcoming, so many things and services. I did not know that with a library card, you can get free audiobooks. So I have a tendency, I like audiobooks while I'm driving, and you get free audiobooks. Stupid me, I've been paying $15 a month or whatever for Audible, and I get it for free now. So for those of you who have not been to the library, it's not just books. There's a lot of, good things and services. They were very welcoming, so it was nice to see. Mr. Yachafano.
Thank you, Council President. Just a couple of comments. I'll be as quick as I can. With respect to ordinance 02412, in view of the interest that the public had in the parking violation issues that developed because of the bureaucratic adjustments to the court procedures, that ordinance will finally resolve any problems in that regard, with the result that summons is issued by the police for certain local ordinance violations, particularly including all parking and local traffic ordinances as distinct from state statutes, will now be on the Violations Bureau schedule, and we can proceed with disposing of those cases without any more problems. So parking enforcement should have already returned to normal, and I know people were interested in that. Not that anybody's going to be shocked by this, but approximately a week ago, we were served by an attorney on behalf of Mr. Kelly with what's commonly referred to a tort claim notice. Okay, For those of you who haven't read the book, a tort claim notice is a required document that must be issued by a potential plaintiff in connection with a civil lawsuit against a municipality and other governmental entities. The tort claim notice has, as we always do with these things, been forwarded to the JIF, our insurance people. They'll evaluate the notice and we'll go from there. I will point out that the basis of the alleged claim is a malicious prosecution claim, wherein Mr. Kelly is complaining that the town maliciously prosecuted him for leaving his Komatsu excavator in the driveway of 449 Green Pond Road for 3 months or so. More time, more council fees, and Mr. Kelly continues. Also, I want to address something that's become a reasonably hot topic concerning what's commonly called the empanada truck. I know it's been active on media, social media, whatever. There is a gentleman in town who operates an empanada truck. Issues recently arose because he had parked the empanada truck on private property, okay? It was investigated by engineering, more appropriately, our land use people. The empanada truck can't be parked on private property, okay? Pardon me? No mobile food vendor can be, but it's not just the empanada truck. Joe's hot dog truck, Polly's Burgers, none of them, okay, if they exist. In any event, so we have nailed that down. Now, there is also there are two ordinances or groups of law in our town that have been implicated in this. The first is the zoning or land use ordinance. And engineering quite correctly pointed out, and our planner, Dave Novak, concurred that parking this vehicle in what amounts to effectively a fixed position on private property is simply contrary to our zoning law in either the B1 or the B2 zones. So that determination existed. That morphed into a discussion of where can a mobile food vending truck be parked, okay, for purposes of conducting business. And as of now, the answer is at any in or on any public parking place, subject to the rules and regulations that would apply to anybody parked there. Now, there's a third segment to this, and this is particular to the owner of the empanada truck, okay? Information was given to the town that the gentleman may be an honorably discharged veteran, okay? That has a potential implication as far as the peddlers, canvassers, solicitors, and mobile food vendors ordinance is concerned. Because by state statute, if somebody is a mobile food vendor or a peddler, canvasser, and solicitor, but primarily mobile food vendors, if they are certified as an honorably discharged veteran, the licensing requirements of the ordinance do not apply to them, okay? They are licensed, but it's a gratuitous license, no fees, no anything of that nature. The only part of the ordinance that continues to apply is the hours of doing business with respect to the ordinance. Now, I emphasize this is under the peddlers, et cetera, ordinance, okay? It has nothing to do with the land use ordinance. There's no exemption there. So that's where we are with this. There has been some discussion between the administration and council about putting together a subcommittee to look at potential changes to the ordinance. But that's where we are with that thing now for anybody who may be interested.
Can you
Oh, yeah, yeah. The other determination, by the way, that was made is that mobile food vendors, as I said earlier, can be parked in any legal parking place, subject to restrictions that would apply to anybody who parks there or at such a location. Concerns about Peterson Field were raised because I believe it was 2017 when we passed the new version of the peddlers, canvassers, solicitors, mobile food vendors ordinance. At that time, we passed it because suit was being threatened against us by a national law firm who claimed, who represented a national manufacturer, installer of siding, windows, etc. Before it was redone in 2017, I believe, the ordinance hadn't been redone forever, okay? They alleged that parts of the ordinance were unconstitutional, and they were correct. So that was what motivated the 2017 amendment. Subsequently, in 2022, we came back because there were concerns about mobile food vendors being down at Peterson Field when scheduled events were going on and the snack bar, that's what I'll call it, at Peterson Field was being run by boosters, supporters, things of that nature. So, subject to public request, in 2022, we amended that ordinance to say that mobile food vendors in particular cannot be at Peterson Field selling their goods, as it were, if there is a scheduled or sanctioned event going on at Peterson Field and the snack bar is open, okay? Otherwise, if Peterson Field is just being used recreationally by whoever, the mobile food vendor could park there, okay, and do their thing. So this has, that's the whole story about food vendors and the empanada truck and everything else. Yeah, questions, anyone? Oh, I left out one thing. To exempt from the ordinance, any honorably discharged veteran has to go to the county clerk, provide the county clerk with evidence of their honorable discharge from the armed forces, file a certification, and then the county clerk will certify to the veteran. The veteran would then come here, provide the documentation given by the county clerk, and the municipal clerk would issue the license, which in effect is a permanent license. Now, there was one other issue with food trucks, and that was a question of how often they have to be inspected under the fire code, okay? That has been resolved by legal opinion. Nothing that I've said in terms of mobile food vendors would exempt any food vendor from the standard required fire inspections at the appropriate intervals, and also whatever inspections are required to be performed by the health department. And as usual, all those sort of certifications have to be, mounted for public view in the vehicle. So that's really it. Now, are there any questions?
You sure?
I don't know.
Okay. Mr. Mayor?
Okay, full transparency, I got about 20 minutes in me, so it's not going to be quick. I hope you give me some leeway. I have a surprise to show everybody too. So, first I want to congratulate the Morris Knolls baseball team for state-to-state, back-to-back state championships. Did the track team win states too? Track team win states, so really, really good spring sports season. And I know the Morris Knolls girls softball team beat the Hills girls softball team 1-0, and what I heard was a fantastic game. And I don't know if that was the finals in their bracket or not. Really good sports, spring sports for Knowles right now. I hope everybody got a chance to notice the new signage out front that Dave Dyer coordinated getting put up there at no cost to taxpayers. And I think it gives a better representation of where people are going when they get outside. For those who don't recall, you used to just say municipal building. So appreciate Dave making that happen. Went to Morris Knowles Awards Night on behalf of Unico earlier this month, present an award, and I thought I'd share a story. There was a young man there that graduated 2 years ago, and in West Point, and there's another man that he handed his appointment to for West Point, so it was really cool. Like Manny said, the Substance Abuse Alliance, and Mary said, Celebrity Day was great. KDM had a carnival on the 31st. I didn't get to go, but I heard it was very successful. I reached out to the planner. We had great involvement from DPW, police, and fire. Brian Petoir, who did the Eagle Scout project out front with the World War II veterans from Richard Mine, that worked in Richard Mine. He had his Eagle Scout Court of Honor, so that was very cool. He's also a fireman in the Birchwood Fire Company. Attended a Women's Club of Denville Rockaway meeting honoring Barbara McCloskey. Barbara was elected to be the New Jersey State Federation of Women's Clubs president for the next 2 years, so it was a pretty big honor. A lot of people there. It was great. The Rotary 5K race was this weekend. It was a really good turnout. We had a bunch of donations. Morgan was there from DPW. We had a bunch of police presence there. There were a ton of runners. Batman was there. It was really well attended event, really great. Punt, pass, and kick was last Saturday at Peterson. We had both high school coaches there, which is really nice to have. They both spoke to the kids. It was really cool. And then we had the Eagle Scout Court of Honor for Andrew Scott and two other young men who I think are from Denville, but Andrew's the one that built all the Gaga ball courts at all the grade schools, so that was really cool. Last night we had the 8th grades award night at Copeland, where I gave a scholarship for Unico to that. So I have a question. I know one person here was at the event last night. How many students do you think in the 8th grade had perfect attendance for all 3 years? Any guesses? One? You know whose kid it was? So, very cool. It was a really cool accomplishment to see him up there. When you think about, 300-something kids coming out of there, and he was the only one that had perfect attendance. So, I thought that was really cool. I want to read a letter from that we got from a resident. I would like to commend to you one of the Township employees, Assistant Municipal Engineer Mahmoud Hassan, for his assistance during the many weeks construction projects in the Fleetwood development. I've lived in my house on Queens Road since it was constructed some 54 years ago, and as a senior living alone, now needed some help navigating the obstacles of the installation of pipes and paving of sidewalks. Mahmoud, who I've contacted in the past, reached out to me, and along with two of his contractors, Ricardo and Carmen, devised a plan to place planks side by side from the bottom of my driveway to the street so I would have access to Queens Road. I arranged to have friends pick me up so I would not have to walk to my car parked elsewhere. When available, Mahmoud helped me by holding my arm and as I walked the planks. In addition, he kept me informed of what to expect over the next few days. Mahmoud is a knowledgeable professional with a heart. He is truly an asset to Rockaway Township, both in terms of his skill and his personality. He made a potential difficult, hazardous situation manageable for me, and I am grateful. So I thought that was awesome for Mahmoud. And now you're about to find out why Dave's going to say he has no report. We got the Gazebo Concert Series is starting. There's Sundays in the summer, starting on the 7th, I guess. And it's on our Facebook page. It'll be a lot of fun. You know, probably got the 3 or 4 concerts last year. They have really good bands. They're on every Sunday from 3 to 5. It's at Park Lake, weather permitting. If it moves, it'll move to the mall and will let us know. Sunday 25th is the 11th annual Rockaway Township Unico Charity Motorcycle Run for Kids. I think that's on our Facebook too. Proceeds benefit St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And I believe the Tri-County Fair starts Thursday up at Christ Church. It'll be Thursday 6 to 11, Friday 5 to 11, Saturday 2 to 11, Sunday 1 to 7. Free admission, $5 parking per vehicle. I think they have mobile axe throwing this year. So they have some pretty cool stuff there. The last thing I want to cover, I'm going to have Mrs. Ferrante come up with me. So, in a minute. So, as we talk about Peterson Field and the next phase, I've made very clear for the past couple of years, I want to be really thought out about what we're going to do and when we're going to do it and the plans for that complex. So I've reached out, I met with all the sports program heads, found out what their needs were, and have my own opinion on things for the community. As you all know, I'm assuming the public knows, the Board of Ed is getting ready to go out for a referendum next year. I want to say it's going to be somewhere in the amount of $20 million, right? So I don't foresee building a rec center at Peterson at this time. But I want to make use of the real estate and do things. And I think mid-range plan would be to find a facility that we can, modify at a more affordable rate into a rec center. But with that said, after meeting with the programs, I've had several meetings internally with our engineer, with our rec director, with Paula, to talk about options at Peterson. And what I'd like to share with you now is where we've kind of landed with a concept plan for the next phase at Peterson Field.
Dave, you want to come up?
I'll support you over here.
Support you. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm going to put it here first, and I'll turn it to the public. So this, if you can imagine down here, is the existing turf field at Peterson. What the proposed concept is that at that top area where all the trees are right now, where this is rebating, is putting in a multi-purpose turf field for soccer, lacrosse, field hockey. And in the corner of it, it's gonna have a baseball diamond for Little League, where dirt, the brown infield, because that was something baseball really wanted, was to be able to have an infield that the kids could see as a baseball. So it makes use of that whole area up there. And then next to it would be a restroom facility and a concession front. So basically, if the program's having a game up here, a match up here, they can take the gator and bring in a couple coolers of drinks or snacks and sell them out of that front. Wouldn't have refrigeration like that, but there'll be restaurants. So that's would be the upper field, to be used by those sports. Okay? Yep. And then the section right above the turf field, right? So in terms of trying to make Peterson more, not just youth sports and things of that nature, we want to see how we can best use it. So the concept plan calls for a pavilion similar to what's at Craig, about that size, maybe a little bit bigger. Within the pavilion would be a kitchenette, would we call it? Kitchenette with running water, cooking, like that. And then outside that area would be some picnic tables, where people can come and hang out, have a picnic, rent it out if we wanted to. Next to the pavilion would be two basketball courts. We talked about how basketball courts could have adult leagues, things of that nature. Another playground, so if your siblings are playing up here, or you're having a cookout or whatever, you can play in the playground. And then this is what concept of, again, bringing people out of the community yard, where people can come out, plant things, and be part of the community, and things like that. So that's the initial concept of the next phase. So, any questions? Yep. I don't know what phase this would be. Well, no, phase one was the basketball court, the pickleball, yeah. Phase two was the turf field. Yeah, okay. Okay. Where were they going?
Not sure where, so where did we have them put?
It was supposed to be by the playground. Yeah, by the concession.
So where you get rid of the batting cages?
Yeah, well, batting cages were put up just temporarily and then taken down.
especially for this area, we're gonna try and secure corporate sponsorship for some of this. You know, as much as we can, we'll also be applying for grants and things of that nature.
That tree area that was going to be the community center, is that a regulation field for soccer and lacrosse and football?
The one rectangular.
My thought process though was not using for football. If they wanna play on turf, they can play down the wide space for football.
Yeah, no,
They don't need one.
they prefer dirt.
Yep. Yep, yield on.
Yeah, especially eventually.
So I just have a question. Is it possible somewhere in here to try it and include a lacrosse wall? I know that that's been requested. It's just a brick wall. I mean, it's not,
Yeah, I think we can build that into it.
That pavilion, is that gonna be where the dirt piles are now? I'm trying to see
No,
it in my head.
so the dirt piles are here. This is that wooded area, you know where Mayor Mike's tree is?
Yes.
Right here? It's right here, say, in this drawing. So that's that wooded area behind.
That is will be the dirt.
Yeah, yep.
So there would be a lot of earthwork, a lot of drainage.
Up there, anything up there.
Right.
Taking away part of up there?
Nope.
And there is a perimeter walking and access.
Oh, yeah.
What's this? Conceptual does include lighting and scoreboard.
as far as available parking, the amount of parking we have there, we think is going to be satisfactory for what we have? The only thing I would like to be considered is once this is all done, and I've asked about this a while ago, I would love to see no parking allowed on Fleetwood, on the street, because of the kids running between cars and stuff. It's just begging for, some kind of accident. Just one, I know you can't do it during construction because you need that space, but when we're done, I would like it to be considered.
Yeah, football.
Valet parking. No.
Doug? That's all I got tonight.
Ms. Cosarelli?
Yes, thank you. With regard to Councilman Quinn's question update, that is under contract negotiations, so that is something that will be discussed in closed session. With regard to the septic, we've gotten one quote from an engineering firm, so it's moving in the right direction. And then also I attended the presentation of the township had applied for a $400,000 grant with a $100,000 match from the township for the Morris County Historic Trust Fund. So the township, as one of the requirements, is required to go in front of the committee to present its project, and I did attend the project. Margaret did a great job, and I just want to give a shout out to John Donato as well as Jean Licker, who were there. Two really great people. I always say this, its strength of a township is based on its volunteers. And this township has a great volunteer base, and they are instrumental in the transformation, and you've been involved, Councilman Friedlander, I'm sure the mayor and everybody up there, you all vote for these submissions, so it's great, and the township also applied for state money as well. So hopefully we'll be getting all that money and work on the interior and get that moving. Another project on the horizon, well, you know about the open space submission for the Norbu Field. The other county project that there's a grant opportunity for the township is trails. The township is looking at Council Vice President Salberg as well as the mayor brought to my attention this grant opportunity, so everyone knows it's Enholm Field, but it's historically a Girl Scout camp, and it was a established in 1921, Camp Hudsonia. So the purpose of the trails is to offer a nice passive recreational experience, as well as put up kiosks that describe the area and some of the historical nature of that property. So the grant submission will be first for the design phase, and then hopefully we'll get the money to pay for the engineering and any required permitting, and then we will move for a request for construction, which will then pay for the actual construction of the trails and whatnot. So we've got a lot of things that lie ahead, and again, the goal is to always see how much alternate funding we can get to take that burden off our taxpayers. Thank you very much. That's all I have to say for tonight.
Ms. Palmieri?
Thank you. Paula and the mayor and I met with our auditor this evening around 5 o'clock. We discussed the draft form of the audit. We hope to have that completed within a week or two, and I'll be presenting the council with a resolution to accept the audit along with the group affidavit. So that'll be at the July 9th meeting. Thank you.
Ms. Ferrante?
No report.
Mr. Coward?
No report.
Mr. Tabbitt?
No report, Council President.
Chief?
A few quick things. As a reminder, this Friday, June 14th, will be Flag Day. The American Legion will be holding their annual ceremony down at the post, starting at 5:30. Everyone's invited to stop by for that ceremony. We received notice of our MAD Award recipient for this year. The MAD Award goes to the police officer in the department that had the most DWI arrests for the year. And I'm happy to say that the recipient of this year's MAD Award is Officer Ryan Jackson. So good job on his part. And just a shout out to some of our officers. This afternoon at 4:15, they responded to a one-car accident on Enterprise Drive. Over there, that's the driveway to Walmart. The vehicle left the roadway and struck a tree. First officer on the scene was Sergeant Bader, and he located the driver, who appeared to be deceased at the time. He was not breathing, he had no pulse. So Officer Bader, with the assistance of Officers McCaffrey, Shea, and Ossison, immediately started CPR and called for the assistance of ALS, BLS rescue units. Thanks to these efforts of these officers, they were able to get a pulse back, and as of the beginning of this meeting, the individual is down in St. Clair's ER, still breathing. So congratulations to those officers. That's the end of my
Mr. Knopf?
Yeah, I'd like to report that the 2023 tonnage grant was submitted in May. The amount so far, DEP does tweak the numbers, is 70,407.8 tons. That is collected and reported to DEP that has been recycled through the township. Out of that number, 1,917 tons were collected by Rockaway Township DPW personnel, either curbside or at the recycling centers. This week, the list will go out for capital paving streets, and the list will be going out for microsurfacing streets. Also, I'd like to report that tomorrow, Mount Hope Pond will be closed again for hazardous tree removal, and the intersection of Upper Mountain and Omaha tomorrow afternoon will be closed for hazardous tree removal also. That's all.
Mr. Dyer?
Just one thing to add, I'm not sure it was discussed or not, but we did receive $68,000 for the recreational improvement grant. And we do have some capital that Paula and Allison and Al and I are all gonna sit down and tackle Telemark Park to give it new surface, new fencing, and give it a nice facelift. So that'll be a project coming down the pike here.
Mr. Heinzelman?
No report.
Okay, in a second, I'm going to introduce a resolution to move into a closed session. Everybody to the left of Ms. Ferrante is excused. You don't have to sit here. To the left.
Who's left?
To her right, from Mr. Coward down. They can stay or go. So, no. We're going to move into closed session. If we do exceed 30 minutes, then we'll come out and let people know if they're going to be here. I don't know at this point if there's going to be any action taken as a result of this meeting, but once we come back, we're going to adjourn. Resolution R-24-118, resolution to move into closed session to discuss potential contracts and bidding for Peterson Field. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Please take the roll.
Councilman Freelander?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noon?
Yes.
Councilman Brooks?
Yes.
Councilman Sackett?
Yes.
Councilman Quinn?
Yes.
Councilman Wojtovich?
Yes.
Council Vice President Salberg?
Yes.
Council President Kritz?
Yes, that's 8 yeses. I'll see everybody in there.
Yes.
like to make a motion to return from closed session.
Second.
Second. First it.
I was first.
Oh, you made the motion? Okay. I'll third it.
Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Freelander,
Yes to the motion.
Councilwoman Noon,
Yes.
Councilman Brooks,
Yes,
Councilman Sackett,
Yes.
Councilman Quinn,
Yes.
Councilman Wojtovich,
Yes.
Council Vice President Salberg,
Yes.
Council President Kritz.
Yes, it's 8 yeses, motion passes. Make a motion to adjourn, consensus, all in favor?
Aye.
Next meeting, July 9th. Thank you.
Handle the